Once upon a time, there used to be a way to add face tracking to any VR headset for just $130. Then HTC discontinued it. God only knows why. Thankfully, there's another, way better option. This is Project Babble, a face tracker that works with any VR headset. It's smaller and lighter, cheaper at $100, way more open, and if you have one of these headsets, you don't even have to worry about 3D printing your own mount. Have one not listed? Well, it still works with any 3D printed mount. All of this, and it doesn't run on software that hates itself like Serenipal does. It can even work wirelessly without having to run janky software that costs $25 with a license that isn't transferable between devices. What's not to love here? Well, I guess if the actual facial tracking sucks, then that. So here's a comparison between Babble, the Quest Pro, Vive XR Elite, and Vive Facial Tracker. So, the tracking definitely looks good. I'd say it's better than the Quest Pro and XR Elites, and honestly, getting pretty close to, if not on the same level as the Vive facial tracker. Individual cheek puffing and full tongue movement put it ahead of the Quest Pro, and the tongue tracking is honestly the best out of any solution. Babble is also really good at capturing more subtle movements. It doesn't seem to support biting your lip, but it does capture the jaw and lip movement better than any other tracker that also doesn't support it. With the tongue tracking, when you move your tongue all the way to one side, it even captures the way your lip kind of pulls at the corners. In my opinion, the thing holding it back from surpassing the Vive facial tracker is that right now it's just a little bit more finicky. I had to calibrate to get good results, which you should be seeing a comparison of right about now. But the tracker can also be a little bit sensitive to how it's mounted and also the way you crop the camera feed. Calibration isn't hard. You just have to do these recommended movements, and you can get away without doing it, but you really should because it takes like less than a minute. My recommendation is to make sure you don't over-exaggerate your facial expressions when doing the calibration, since if you do, your face ain't gonna look good when you're just doing normal facial movements. So, as I was making this video, a beta came out that has auto calibration. No idea how it works, if it works, how well it works, etc. It also might not make it to production. However, this does mean that my biggest gripe with Babble's tracking could potentially just not be an issue in the future, so that's nice. So as much as I would love to only say good things about Babble, there are a couple of things I'd like to bring up. First, the over 2 times price increase. I and many other people only paid $45 during the first round of pre-orders. Now you're paying $100. I can't say that I'm surprised the price increased, and I just hope that this is the highest it'll go. I also think it's still a fair price, since the old Vive facial tracker used to sell for $130. Also, respectfully, this website kinda sucks. Okay, it isn't that bad, but like the fact that I have to open these images in a new tab to zoom in on them kinda pisses me off. More importantly, Why is there not just a download button to the software anywhere on the page? Why do I have to click through 4 separate links to get to it? Just give me one button, please. I think that the ability to run wireless is a really appealing part of Babel. Unfortunately, it doesn't just work that way out of the box. First of all, there's no battery built in. This isn't really that much of an issue since you can just plug it into whatever headset you're using and it should be able to provide power. If not, you can just plug it into a battery pack or something. The bigger issue is that you have to flash the wireless firmware yourself, and it's not very easy if you're not familiar with doing something like this. I really think they should offer trackers with the wireless firmware pre-flashed, especially for headsets like a Quest where not a lot of people are running wires all the way to their computer to use them. Something really cool about Babel is that, a lot like Slime VR, you are free to design and build your own tracker. You can put together something decent for like 30 or 40 bucks. Unlike Slime VR though, you aren't free to sell your trackers. It seems like they are allowing some third parties to sell, but it's unclear of what the criteria for that is. Honestly, I get it. Babel has had problems with a company just basically stealing their software, and it also prevents some of the issues you have with Slime VR where you get people making lower quality products, advertising them everywhere on VR chat, and then when people inevitably buy them and have a bad experience, they look down on the project as a whole. Babel simply is not going to have that problem unless they allow people to sell garbage. Oh, and one last thing, since people love to spread fear. You aren't gonna blind yourself with Babel. Yes, it uses IR lights. And yes, IR light can cause permanent vision damage. But like, 1, why would they use IRs that are strong enough to permanently blind you? 2, literally every other eye and face tracking solution uses IR light, so why are we scared of it? More specifically, why are we scared of it on the project that literally tells you what is inside of it versus any of the very closed and secretive headsets? For $100, I'd say that Babel is definitely worth it. Not like you have much of a choice on most headsets anyways. Regardless, it's as good as, if not better than any other solution on the market, and you can even build it yourself if you'd rather save a bit of money. Either way, just be ready to spend a little bit of time calibrating to make Babel work the best for you. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps out a lot, especially on a video like this, which was kind of annoying to make. Between my facial tracker mount breaking not just once, but twice, and Meta pushing an update to the Quest Pro that kinda just broke the eye tracking, this one was not the smoothest recording experience.